Hi guys, welcome to my revenge stories channel, Revenge with BIZZLE. This new video is gonna blow your mind. Trust me, it will. So let's get into the video.
People say you can't choose your family. They're right, but you can choose whether they get to keep destroying you. It's a good day for revenge. Welcome to Revenge with BIZZLE. My name is Mia Jonathan, and my father, Richard, perfected the art of pretending I didn't exist. Not obviously. He fed me, clothed me, kept a roof over my head. But he erased me in every way that mattered. My grandmother, Mum's mum, died when I was 15, left me £50,000 in trust for university, my future. Your gran wanted you to have opportunities, love, the solicitor told me. Dad was the trustee. At 17, I started looking at universities, mentioned I'd need to access the fund. Dad went quiet. About that, Mia. He'd spent it. All of it. £30,000 on a BMW for my brother Jake, who'd just passed his test. £15,000 on a family holiday to Dubai and China, except I wasn't invited because I had school commitments. The remaining £5,000, his new golf club membership. You'll get student loans, Mia. Jake needed that car for work, and your sister Emily's only young once. You understand. I didn't go to university, couldn't afford it. Jake crashed the BMW 6 months later, wrote it off. Dad bought him another one. Jake graduated secondary school. Dad took the day off work, threw him a garden party, 50 guests, champagne. Emily's year 6 graduation, Dad closed his shop early, front row, flowers, photos everywhere. My secondary school graduation, Dad was too busy with a work deadline. I sat in that assembly hall, watching other girls' fathers beam with pride, and I realized I could disappear tomorrow, and he'd only notice when he needed something. I met Tom at 23, worked 3 jobs to put myself through Open University, got my degree, built a life. Tom proposed. I was over the moon. I asked Dad to walk me down the aisle. He said yes. I thought maybe finally he'd show up for me. Wedding day came. He was 2 hours late, missed the ceremony entirely, showed up to the reception drunk, made a speech about my beautiful daughter Emily before realizing his mistake. Oh, sorry, wrong daughter. This one's Mia. The room went silent. I smiled through it, like I always did, but something inside me died that day, and something colder was born. 10 years later, Dad got sick, heart condition, needed care. Jake had emigrated to Australia. Emily was too busy with her kids, so he called me. Mia, love, I need help. Can you come stay with me for a bit, just until I'm back on my feet? I hadn't spoken to him in 3 years. I'll think about it. I visited. His house was falling apart. He looked old, frail, small. I've updated and I will, he said, split 3 ways, fair and square. I said nothing. Then I started planning. I hired a forensic accountant, had them trace every penny of my trust fund. Turns out Dad had violated his fiduciary duty as trustee, legally liable. I had grounds to sue for the full amount, plus interest, plus damages, £90,000. Dad's shop, a small hardware store, was struggling. He'd run it for 30 years. I discovered he'd taken out loans against it, was behind on payments. The bank was about to foreclose. I bought the debt, quietly, through an LLC. Then I called it in. I called a family meeting. Dad, Jake, on video from Australia, Emily. Dad's updated his will, says it's split 3 ways. I'd like to discuss that. Dad looked confused. Mia, there's nothing to discuss. Actually, there is. I pulled out the forensic accountant's report. When I was 17, you stole my £50,000 inheritance, spent it on Jake's car and family holidays I wasn't invited to. That's called breach of fiduciary duty. I'm suing for £90,000 plus legal fees. Dad's face went white. Mia, that was years ago. Debt doesn't expire, Dad. Neither does betrayal. I turned to Jake and Emily. I'm also calling in the loan on Dad's shop. He defaults in 2 weeks. The business will be liquidated. But here's the thing. I'll forgive the debt under one condition. Dad looked desperate. Anything. You rewrite your will. Leave everything to me. Not split 3 ways, everything. To the daughter you forgot existed. The one whose graduation you missed, whose wedding you ruined, whose future you stole. Jake started yelling through the screen. That's extortion. No, it's consequences. Emily was crying. Mia, please, Dad's sick. And I had student loan debt until I was 31 because he stole my education fund. Funny how sickness only matters when it's his. Dad sat there, broken, cornered. If I do this, rewrite the will, you'll forgive the loan. Yes, and the lawsuit. I'll consider it. He looked at Jake and Emily, hoping they'd fight for him. They said nothing, because they'd gotten everything, and I gotten nothing. Until now. Fine, Dad whispered. I'll do it. Dad rewrote the will, solicitor verified, legal, binding. Everything to Mia. I forgave the chaperone, let him keep his business, but I didn't drop the lawsuit. I won £90,000 plus 12,000 illegal costs. I donated every penny to a scholarship fund for students whose parents can't or won't support them. In my grandmother's name, not his. 6 months later, the reckoning. Dad tried calling, wanted to talk things through. I didn't answer. He sent a letter, handwritten. Mia, I realize now I failed you. I'm sorry. Can we start over? I burned it. Not out of cruelty, out of clarity. Dad died last year, peacefully, in his sleep. The will was read. Jake and Emily found out they'd gotten nothing. They tried to contest it. Lost. The will is clear, and, given the documented history of financial misconduct toward the primary beneficiary, this court sees no grounds for dispute. I inherited the house, the shop, his savings, £340,000 total. I sold it all. Used half to pay off Tom's mom's mortgage. She'd been more of a parent to me than Dad ever was. Used the other half to expand the scholarship fund. 40 kids have graduated because of it. 40 kids who were invisible to their families, like I was. People ask if I regret it, making him rewrite the will, taking everything. I don't. He taught me I was worthless, forgettable, not worth showing up for. So I showed him what someone worthless could become. Someone who holds all the cards, someone who decides who gets remembered. And Dad, he'll be remembered as the man who erased his daughter, until she erased him from everything that mattered. That's not revenge. That's just returning the favor, with interest.